Hey everybody, I'm Holly, aka the ScientoloGeek, and I want to welcome you to. It's going to be the beginning of a series, but we're not doing it yet, and we're probably not going to do it for quite a while. So, for those of you who don't know, on my Discord server, which you can access, link in the description, um, I sent a message out to everybody saying, hey, I filed some Freedom of Information Act requests to the FBI regarding L. Ron Hubbard. I wanted to see what they had on file. So the FBI did a search, and today I got an email back with 18 PDF documents of files. So hopefully we can use this as a start to the FBI series, even though it's not going to be done for a little while. Without further ado, let's do a digital unboxing and get started. So we start off with just a basic receipt. We find out that there are 1,213 pages of records. And if what they gave me does not satisfy me, I can request by mail for an additional search. Just basic paperwork. Alright, so we got this page with, so it was labeled 62-94080-200, changed to 190-190-X. Okay, so we had this file skipped during serialization. Recent communication of August 1975. Pew files reveal subject is an aberrant type individual. The undated enclosed memorandum on the subject gives some background information on his activities. Our files contain no additional pertinent information concerning captioned individual. So we've got it looks like a table of contents. Was conducted using the names and date of birth furnished by you. No wanted person record identifiable with Mr. Hubbard was located therein. So I'm assuming he wanted to see if he was wanted. Which I'm kind of sad that he wasn't, but then again, he would have fled again out to sea. Hubbard's in Europe, requested blank to determine if there's any information in the computer regarding outstanding arrest warrants. So we got letters about checking for arrest warrants and criminal records. Stuff about from an anonymous source. So yeah, we just got a bunch of documentation here. Bunch of random documentation. It looks like we got some articles. Scientologists go to court in effort to halt Sun series. Drug program. Gung-ho groups. Charles Manson. News reporters are the kiss of death unless one is really an expert PR man himself. Reporters have to be handled and well. If truly friendly, they have to be wooed. If not, they have to be handled. The routine is 1. Whisper of a bad story. 2. Get a lawyer. 3. Threaten suit. So they got an SP. The Sun series on Scientology. Their 9-part series. So they talk about the Superior Court of the State of California in re the estate of L. Ron Hubbard. This was dated 83. Okay, application of respondent Mary Sue for an order that commission's issue for taking depositions out of state was considered. Individual noted below is out of the state and is a necessary material witness. It is ordered that a commission issue out of and under the seal of this court directed to the appropriate certified court reporter to take the depositions of the following individual on oral examination. So we got court documents, which I'm not even going to begin to go over right now. More. We have his fingerprints. Okay, that's interesting. Didn't know we would need it. Record from Philadelphia. Date of arrest. December 16th, 52. So this was, he's 41. Yep, so this was right after Dianetics. Like 2 years after Dianetics. To advise the Criminal Investigative Division of a request for Hubbard's fingerprints. We already have them. Close the information for your files relative to the Church of Scientology, Dianetics, and L. Ron Hubbard. Alright, you know what? Maybe the next request I'm going to send them is going to be about Scientology, Dianetics, and L. Ron Hubbard. I should probably cover all of those. Shouldn't have just gotten L. Ron Hubbard stuff. So grade 0, communications release. Grade 1, problems release. Grade 2, relief release. What? Grade 3, freedom release. Grade 4, ability release. Grade 5, power release. Grade 5A, power plus. Grade 6, whole track. Grade 7, clear. So we got little addresses here for the Hazy. So exercises in bettering your memory. So these talk about assists. Exercise 3, feel freer. Pick out 2 similar objects and find as many differences between them as possible. Pick out 2 objects and see where they are in relation to each other in your body. Use these 2 steps over and over. You will feel freer and see better. You will see better! Really? Really, dude? Oh my god. My Philosophy by L. Ron Hubbard. Just release success program. Routing and gradation chart. Oh, this is before they added OT. Oh, no, they added OT. OT is just on the next page. All right, we got 18 pages of more stuff. All right, we got more stuff. 3 more pages of stuff. A letter containing an article with the dateline Los Angeles, California, indicating that Hubbard's wife, in suing for divorce, claimed he was hopelessly insane and had subjected her to scientific torture experiments. According to the article, competent medical advisors recommended that Hubbard be committed to a private sanitarium for psychiatric observation and treatment of a mental ailment known as paranoid schizophrenia. It was alleged in this article that the Hazy was one of the organizations headed by him. He was president and founder of the Hubbard Dianetic Research Foundation. The article further related that the HDRF dealt with the medical science of mental health and did more than $1 million of business in 1950. Individuals who've been connected with the organizations headed by Hubbard, who have had contact with him and the organizations, have indicated that Hubbard is a crackpot and of doubtful mental background. Isn't that nice to read? Talk about astounding science fiction. These psychosomatic ills uniformly cured by Dianetic therapy include such varied maladies as eye trouble, bursitis, ulcers, some heart difficulties, migraine, headaches, and the common cold. Okay. Oh my god, this is 283 pages here now. Holy crap. This is just absolutely crazy. Look at all this documentation. This is nuts. Now, I know some of this is going to overlap, especially with words like Scientology and Dianetics. What was that? Is that Hubbard's writing? Why do we have Hubbard's writing? Mr. J. Edgar Hoover, I am one of the many Americans who... Alright, I can't read his writing, so I'm going to see if I can find a copy of this online that I can read when it gets to it. By the way, if you want any of these documents, feel free to go to the Google Drive. Again, email me with the Gmail address or send me a Discord message with a Gmail address. Dianetics, a brief discussion. So we got a pamphlet. Dianetics and psychoanalysis. More letters. Dear Mr. Hubbard, reference letter dated what? What the hell is... Oh, March 3rd, 51, by which you furnished further information concerning the Hubbard Dianetic Research Foundation. Advise that arrangements are being made to fingerprint your employees and file these fingerprints with this Bureau. I wish to advise you that the FBI has no authority to handle fingerprints, with the exception of those received from bona fide law enforcement departments of federal state agencies. Was he doing this just to help with the whole, like, if they screw me over, the FBI has their fingerprints and all that stuff, and they can be caught for communism, and... Permitted to resign when discovered to be a member of the Young Communists. Figures. It's all about communism with this guy. So we got bits of a book, one of his books. Question is, which book is it? Why are you going in the opposite direction? All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Which book is this nonsense? Okay, we're getting close. Getting close. Items cannot be scanned. Description, book. Editorial note. A brief survey of research projects and preliminary results. Dianetic processing. That'll be helpful. If there's actual scientific studies. Recently filed a 9-page petition with the LA, California court stating that she had not seen the child Alexis Valerie, 13 months old, since the child was taken from her nursery on February 23rd. 25-year-old Mrs. Hubbard stated in the petition that Frank B. Dessler, an executive of the LA branch of the Hubbard Dianetics Foundation, Richard B. DeMille, identified as the 29-year-old son of film director Cecil DeMille, and her husband had conspired to kidnap the baby. So this is all about the kidnapping of Alexis, which we will get into later. I saw Sarah Northrop's name. When I left the Navy, in which I was served as an officer during the war, I found myself associated with a woman known as Sarah Elizabeth Northrop, whom I believed to be my wife, having married her, and then after some mix-up about a divorce, believed to be my wife in common law, was instrumental in breaking up this organization. Oh, so you do admit you had a second wife. Go screw yourself. There was an interview that he did back in the 60s, I believe, on board of the Apollo, it could have been. But at some point during that interview, he said, I never had a second wife. Meaning, he never knew Sarah Northrop. This completely takes that assertion and just says, fuck you, we got it. Oh, this makes me happy. More of his nonsense writing. I'm assuming it goes to Edgar Hoover. I'll try to decode it. Oh my god. The Dianetics Center will open Saturday, September 15th of 1951 in New York. More letters. Guys, this is even better than the freaking tech and policy videos. Tech and policy unboxings that I did. Actually, I don't think I did one for the policies. I think I opened those myself. What was that? Hubbard's contacted the Bureau on several occasions to make complaints concerning his wife and his staff, stating he believes them to be communistically inclined. Of course he did! Allegations have also been made that the Foundation was of particular interest to sex perverts, hypochondriacs, and curiosity seekers. 45 more pages of documents. Alright. Yeah, as you know, we have a lot. San Luis Obispo advised that their record number C1396 revealed that L. Ron Hubbard was arrested by San Luis Obispo Sheriff's Office deputies at 3:45 p.m. on August 17th, 1948, on a charge of violation of Section 484, petty theft for L.A. County. He was posted with $500 bail and was released from custody. Hubbard had been in San Luis Obispo County for 2 weeks and had been in the state of California for 2.5 years. Hubbard was described in these records as a white male, blah, 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 blah. What did he steal? Committed the crime of petty theft. It doesn't say gray eyes. Really? He had gray eyes? I didn't know that. He was arraigned. Trial was set. He withdrew a plea of not guilty and entered a plea of guilty. He waived time for sentence, and the disposition is given as $25 fine, which was paid. Huh. So he was arrested in the 40s on petty theft. It's not much, but it's, I mean, theft is theft. He investigated the death of L. Ron Hubbard, notified of Hubbard's death by the individual on 86, indicated that Hubbard died the previous evening. So we're going to talk about Hubbard's death. Oh my gosh. This is just crazy. But I love it all the same. 12-page documentation. Enter into first cause. So it's just like booklets. So an FBI investigation from Mildred Stegel to the FBI of a name check of Academy of Scientology. Huh. Fascinating. 226 more pages of documents. This is freaking insane. I'll put these up, and then once I get stuff from Scientology, Dianetics, and L. Ron Hubbard, I'm going to put that up in replacement of this. Dear Mr. Hoover, as a private citizen, I do not know whether or not it's permissible to ask you for information, so I'd like to impose upon you. My particular concern pertains to a man by the name of Ron Hubbard. He's an originator of something called Scientology. He once directed this practice from D.C. After some sort of claimed investigation by the FDA, he changed his headquarters from D.C. to Kent, England. Involved in this practice, I have close relatives, and based on my observations from them of its theories, the belief is that it is not all it claims to be. Question the miracles of the practice from the standpoint that if it's all it claims to be, and if the length of time he had ample opportunity to prove its greatness, why hasn't a recognizable organization or institution adopted its theories? Calling him out on his bullshit. Shipbuilding and dry dock company. Huh. For the information received from him by Blank, and view the fact that Blank felt representatives of the group known as Scientology who approached him were interested more in his employment than in himself personally. OSA? Guardian's office, actually? I wonder if there's FBI files on David Miscavige. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, I want to look that up now. I'm going to file a FOIA request after this. Letters from... It's all a bunch of letters. Look, I know you guys probably could give two shits about this. Handbook for pre-clears and just a little chart, Hubbard chart of attitudes. Just a cover letter, cover sheet. 131 pages. God. So we have calling his... He was called hopelessly insane by his wife in connection with divorce proceedings. Holy crap. They censor their members' mail. If they choose, they destroy mail to a boy or girl working there. This is interfering. They do not pay taxes. They keep boys out of the draft. They brainwash these boys and girls until they have no patriotism for America nor a belief in God. They work these boys about 12 hours a day and 7 days a week, or they pay them $9.50 a week and board and room. By the way, I do not believe they hold out for withholding and Social Security taxes. My son inherited some money to his grandmother, and he wants to give it all to Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard. I'd love to know who these people are that are sending these letters, but obviously they have to classify that information. Yeah. Concerning information about L. Ron Hubbard, and just more letters. Competent medical advisors recommended that Hubbard be committed to a private sanatorium for psychiatric observation and treatment of a mental ailment known as paranoid schizophrenia. This is awesome. This is awesome, but I wish some of these pages were continued. I wish these pages were continued. Obviously, when we read stuff, it's going to be out of order. I absolutely cannot wait to get started on reading these. Like I said, don't know when I'm going to do it, because I got a couple series lined up that I'm going to start working on. But when we get to this, I'm excited. I'm super excited. And I hope you guys are too. So, Like if you like the video, dislike if you don't, comment with your feedback or questions, good, bad, or sideways. I don't really care. And subscribe to be kept up to date on future content. I'll talk to all of you later. See ya.